trying to make this better this time round. You guys enjoyed this little new song? We're gonna teach you guys how to about all the animations at the Disney World. That is what we're gonna do. We're gonna have fun.
Teaching you all about old and young. Old and young, like
these two whippersnappers are fighting.
You enjoy the show? Do.
can enjoy this too. The old and young.
You guys enjoyed that? Hope that's smaller. And here's the play. Enjoy the video. Trying to make this better this time round. You guys enjoyed this little new song? We're gonna teach you guys how to about all the animations at the Disney World. That is what we're gonna do. We're gonna have fun.
Teaching you all about old and young. Old and young, like
these two whippersnappers are fighting.
and all the ones who have passed away. Can enjoy this too. The old and young.
You guys enjoyed that? Hope that's smaller. And here's the play. Enjoy the video.
Alright, all you cool cats. Now back to the lecture.
Well, we gotta talk about a cartoon that has a lot of different people in it. So let's get started.
Yep. I'm gonna have some fun. This one is when I was back in my old days while I was having a hard time learning not to drive so rough.
Yeah, don't do that, Goofy. So we're handing over to Martha and discuss which one this is. Take it away, Martha.
So, the one we're doing today is we're doing 3 different cartoons. I wish they would not be playing this one. That one. Get off there. So yeah. So we got 3 cartoons I'm talking about today. And the way you watch it, you have to do a little searching because the one I watched on YouTube, it's kind of messed up. But since I knew what cartoons that they were talking about, I was able to deduce, like Luve says in this one, reason. So yeah. So the cartoons that are on here, this one's called Man is His Own Worst Enemy, and this was season 9 of number 5 of Wonderful World of Color. Walt Disney's Wonderful World Color. And this one came out October 21st, 1962. And it's about Lubeck teaching us how to think. Basically in all different ways. Like, he brings up reason and emotion. He brings up an old cartoon. Brings up 2 old cartoons that have that I'm gonna talk about later. But he brings up also, let's see the other ones that I'm not gonna. There is Bear Country, Jungle Cat, Reason and Emotion, how having an accident at home, and how having an accident at work. This one Donald is in, and there's also Magical Highway US, where he's like giving a whole bunch of different signs of like what states belong to. Like, he did one for Texas, it was a star. for Las Vegas, he has or Nevada, he has the money symbol, which I found was pretty funny. And then he like plays poker with a chimpanzee that he keeps on calling Monkey. You would think he would know that it's a chimpanzee since he said he claims to be a scientist. But we love him, Blake. He's not perfect. He like we see a bunch of times where in this short where he has his own things that he's dealing with, like he like froze a pear off on the floor, and like he's like trying to use a ladder instead of climbing it and hurting yourself. And then when he tries to use a ladder, the fruit lands on his head, and he froze it on the floor, and he ends up later trips on it. So yeah. So let's get started. Let me talk about who made this one. We'll talk about the other two, and the reason why I'm talking about the other two because they're in this one. I was going to do a different Goofy cartoon, but this one, since this one is in this cartoon, might as well talk about it. So yeah. Alright, so we got written by Joe Renly and Bill Gippard, directed by Harbin S. Luke, Bill Roberts, C. August Nicholas, and Jack Kinley are two like directors in this of the two segments in here. So yeah, and so that's how that one goes. I like this one. I just really wish that I could find a different one where I can actually watch all of them, because when he talks about Chicken Little, he actually narrates it. And when he talks about Motor Media, he actually narrates it. But sadly, those ones are just the audio. And so I had to go find a different version of them by looking it up on them individually on YouTube, which I was still able to find. Now, the Chicken Little one, this is not the one that came out in 2005. This is the one that came out in 1943 that was actually a propaganda cartoon that was meant to help people out during World War II and, like, be wary of when people play the game of telephone with you and not to listen all the time with people on the other side, because it might be a fox that's trying to eat you by using psychology and try to outsmart you because it is smarter than you. Because it's a fox and it wants to eat you. So yeah. And there was just, Walt was trying to find a way to, the one who was directing this, trying to help like during this time. But I still think that this one's relevant nowadays because we still have to worry about other reasons in life why we have to think for ourselves if the person telling you stuff is going to help you, or is it a fox that is trying to eat you. So yeah, and that one is directed by Clampwork, and so they still used old as names, and here we got like and we can definitely hear Donald in here. So I know Clarence Nance was in here when I was watching this one. So yeah, so we got Chalky Locky, Turkey Lurkey, and stuff like that. So, and we have Flora Glurus, which is the chicken. Hold on, I'm gonna pause it. Who plays Claire Chocolate? The one that a lot of you forget because it's a chicken and not. But that one's not in here. Just wanted to remind you of that. So, yep. Basically, in this one, Foxy Loxy is trying to find a way how to kill these chickens, turkeys, and ducks and gooses, so he can have lunch by using psychology. So the fox won't have to go in there and worry about the gun, because there's a gun. and here. So yeah, and yep. So I did like this one. This one's pretty good. Not what I did like, and there's also more. So let's see. How many places you guys actually find this one? So we got the chicken one is on Disneyland episode 2, Jiminy Cricket present bingo. We got Wonderful World of Disney, the one I'm talking about here. Donald's present episode 29. Good Morning Mickey episode 56. The Ink and Paint Wartime episode, and home video. Walt Disney's home video book classic Donald Walt Disney's Treasure of Form and Line DVD. Walt Disney Treasured Disney Rabbits DVD. Walt Disney Animated Collection of Shorts Films Volume 2 with the 3 little pigs. So yeah. And DVD. So, yep. So who made this? I already did that. The director was Clarence German. Walt produced it. Walt Disney produced it. Writer Dick Homer Tubert. I'm sorry if I'm saying any of these names wrong. I'll make sure if any of them, I can find a picture of them. You actually see how they're actually pronounced. So not all of them I've been able to find pictures of. So sorry. We got Frank Grimm. Florence Gill, Dorothy Lawrence, and Clarence Nance. The one where I found, because there's a bunch of different languages of this one actually on YouTube, so I had to put down Chicken Little English version, 1943, so I can find the right one, since I'm not very good with other languages. So the guy who actually talked about this for this was Leonard Maltin, which I've never watched. Back when I during the VHS days, if you stayed behind watching after the movie, sometimes you would see like the making of the movie, and this guy would show up. And that's how I was introduced to Leonard Maltin. He's an old Disney historian out there, and that helps people understand things like this. And he's one to introduce this one, so I'm happy I got to find one where actually he explains it. Like maybe parents should watch this first before introducing it to their kids to see if their kids would be able to understand what's going on, or maybe watch it with them and make sure they do understand what's going on. So yeah, I think they should show this one in history in schools, but of course they don't. They don't think about it, especially not nowadays. So yeah. So let me go to more media. And this is back during the 50s for Goofy. And what happens this one is back when Goofy was going through his days of being like a dad and not where they were like, should Goofy be a man? This is back when people thought he was a man. And he was going by the name George, actually. Or in this one, Mr. Wheeler. And it does have different voices. It does not have, like, Mr. Wheeler is the laugh of, Prego Bill. And their narrator, John Clarence. And, added voices are Jimmy McDonald. But the voice of Mr. Wheeler is Bob Jackman, which sadly I could not find a picture of. I really wish I could. But yeah. But since this is a different Goofy, it's not the same Goofy that we know nowadays, where he's lucky and going, "Oi, oi, all the time. He's actually kind of vicious in this cartoon. He gets on the road. He's a different person when he's around walking. And I really think they should show this one in Driving Ed, because since there's people they're like that's like his counterpart, Mr. Wheeler, where they have road rage and they want to hog the road. So yeah, and don't care about pedestrians, even when he is, and later on in this cartoon where he actually was a pedestrian, but they didn't. They don't care for him either. I really think they just show some of these in schools, but they don't. But yeah, I do like this one. This Axe one would be a good one to play, also play and during Halloween if you want to, since how scary Goofy is in this, since he actually causes a bunch of car accidents and stuff like that, and actually is a little out of character. But during this time period, it was where they were actually trying to teach people's lessons, and he's not the same Goofy nowadays, because Disney doesn't think they have an image to worry about, really. So yeah, but I like about these cartoons, that the fact they actually are made for teaching the person who's watching it lessons. So yeah, he's going to work or something, or going to go and do errands, but he is going about the wrong way. Instead of waiting for his turn to get into the lanes, he actually just goes there and does it anyway, and hogs the road. And then he gets almost hit a couple times, and he actually, when he tries to do parallel parking, he messes the cars up, but serves him right, because he ends up being his door messed up. So then, yeah. And even though when he almost gets run over a couple times, he gets back in the car, he still goes back to being Mr. Wheeler. So yeah, didn't really learn his lesson there. So, what's the lesson here? Don't have road rage. So yeah. So, who directed this one? We got Jack Kinley, written by Mick, but I have a hard time finding a picture of this one, so I wouldn't gonna bother saying one's name. And Dick Kinley. I swear are those two related or something? So yeah. And music by Paul J. Smith. So yeah, and that one came out June 30th, 1950. When did Chicken Little? Did I do the Chicken Little one, 1943? December 17th, 1943. Okay, and that one has Oliver Morales as the music for that one. So, yep. Where can you find for the I Want an Enemy on TV? So, Disney episode 2, Jimmy Cricket Presents. Okay, no, I already did that. I read that one. Okay, so we're going to find No Mini-Me on DVD. Is that listed anywhere? Nope. Darn it. Okay. So, let me go to, more Mania and see where can you... So, you can watch this one on Disneyland episode 2, season 2, episode 12, Goofy's Success Story, New Mickey's Clubhouse, September 12th, 1977. Walt Disney's Mickey and Donald, episode 66. Good Morning Mickey, episode 11. Donald's Presents, episode 13. Mickey Mouse Tracks, episode 64. Donald Quack Attack, episode 46. And Home Media. We got When in the Willows, VHS. Great is Goofy's Greatest Hits VHS, Driver Safety DVD, Walt Disney Treasures Complete, Goofy. So there you guys go. So I'm gonna go and get the toys and do this one.
I thought it was my job to be the one that everybody has a hard time. Dude, I'm surprised they didn't use me in this more media.
Well, you'd be surprised. I have my bad days too, Donald. You're not the only one.
Well, like I said in the game review, that's a Tuesday for me. A Tuesday. What's it for you, Goofy?
Mine is the 50s because they were still working about how they were going to use me instead of me being the one that is actually the most smartest ones around here. Because in case you haven't noticed in Kingdom Hearts, I'm actually the one who knows that Mulan is a girl while you and Sora don't. So yeah, I'm now the one that everybody's surprised. Oh, Goofy's actually smarter than you think. Hey, boy.
Who asked you? I'm barely in this. They use me as a prop in this thing because they say I'm the average guy. Yes, of course I'm the average guy. I have a bad day every day. Lou Blake, what do you think? I have to raise my nephews. So, like, favorite, and subscribe, everybody. Bye-bye.
Boy, and remember to drive safe. Don't do what I did. Bye.